What's up? Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. Today, very special guest. This comedian needs no introduction. The legend.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I feel like I do need some.
Jeff Dye.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
The last true bro.
That's right.
The last
100%. 100%.
The last cowboy in L.A.
The last cowboy in L.A.
Although we've been spending a lot of time together, guys.
Yeah.
It's been
we
nice.
have.
It's been
We're like
very
little.
fun.
We're like little deputies.
Yeah.
You're the last cowboy, and we're kind of
Yeah, I like that.
We did talk about last night how it was a Halloween costume party, and we talked about how you would be Gandalf, and we would be
there's so many good ideas.
There's
Next
a lot
year.
of good ideas.
Next year we'll
And
do that for
Jeff
sure.
could also join us. He
Jeff
could be-
Z should be Gandalf.
and then you can be like Sauron.
What's another character in that? Yeah, that'd be fun.
Jeff could be Legolas because he's got the hair for it.
Yeah,
Jeff,
something
yeah,
like
you
that.
should be Legolas.
That's a
What
better
is
one.
that?
But he's so much taller than me.
Lord of the
what
Rings.
is that?
It's
Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, I never saw it.
It was a bunch of little people. It's a bunch of hobbits, and then a couple tall people.
I'm sorry, I'm too cool to read.
No, yeah.
Have you ever seen the famous thing? It's like it goes like chimp, and then there's like a different guy, and then a bigger guy, and then
Yeah.
like a Cro-Magnon man, and whatever. And then it's kind of Jeff's somewhere in that middle area.
100%.
He's a missing link.
Jim,
I'm like
what are you guys
the
talking about? And then we go to the control room, you know, and then he's like, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's some nerd shit.
Yeah.
Why? What do you?
Sorry, I'm too cool. I was whacking things with my club.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. How do I work this board? Like, where are the tits? Jeff, fuck him up, dude.
I wish this board had tits.
Honestly,
Okay, everybody wishes the board had tits. I
Yeah,
mean,
but we never even considered that to be a thing. He opened the box like, no tits.
yeah. We'll get you a pair of keyboard tits next time, Jeff. And we'll throw them on there.
I drew nipples on all the keys.
So you want to touch them more.
flick them on and off. Yeah.
No, you're the best. But you are so tall that you'd be a better Gandalf, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Then
doesn't
you-
Gandalf also have long hair?
Yes.
He
Yeah,
does.
so it's perfect.
So you could be Aragorn then.
I hate that guy in real life.
Why?
So
Oh,
the
I
character,
gotcha.
but the Viggo
Viggo.
Mortensen is such. If you think you like Viggo Mortensen, just watch like 2 or 3 of his late night appearances where he has to like talk to a talk show host.
Yeah.
You'll hate him immediately.
Is he one of those actors that's like, the entire process that I've
Yes, he sucks. And also, but also he's like, you ever seen an actor try to like be charming? Like, oh, this will be a funny anecdote, and it just falls flat. Like Viggo like brought like these little dinosaur toys out with him, and he's like, yeah, I've been like playing with these. I think they're really interesting. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? You're a grown man. Like,
Yeah.
He's trying to do a bit. And
yeah,
it's like,
but it like just doesn't work. He's like,
Yeah.
look, I'm not an alien. Look, I'm normal.
Yeah.
But he's just like, that's an alien.
Norm Macdonald would have people would do that when Norm was on.
Yeah.
But Norm would just trash their entire.
Yeah, because he's honest.
He was the best.
Yeah.
Tom Hayden something. He was on. I can't remember what show he was on. Divorce is the most recent show that I can think of. But he tried to do like a funny slideshow, and Norm just fucking destroyed
Jim
him.
Carrey on the Norm Show, like Jim's just like literally having some sort of psychotic breakdown the entire episode. He thinks he's killing it, and Norm's just looking at him like, "What the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Like, what is this? What are you doing?"
Oh yeah.
I feel like all the talk show hosts do not like actors because actors, like, if they're too introspective like that, then it just makes for a boring show. Yeah.
When it's also just like they don't know how to be themselves, and that's
Yes.
the whole point. It's just to be. So that's what people can smell through bullshit pretty quick.
Their entire life is to be somebody else.
Henry Radcliffe, you could find this clip. I don't know if you guys play clips on the show, but it's like he was like, you know that I know every element, and you can see the talk show host be like, interesting.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, you want to hear it? I memorized it in a song. And then they're like, all right. And then the crowd starts cheering. He's like, and he just starts doing it. And it's so long and so weird that everyone in the crowd's just like, this guy fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah.
And it's so corny and like weird.
Yeah.
It's like the weirdest thing.
And Henry's your boy too, right?
Oh, it was Henry Radcliffe.
Oh, Radcliffe. Excuse me.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
guy who played Harry Potter.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, Daniel
You said
Radcliffe.
Henry Winkler.
Oh,
then
I was
Henry
mixing
Radcliffe.
2 celebs. Yeah, this
Daniel
happens a lot.
Radcliffe,
You know, does that a lot as Brendan Schaub does. Me and him have fucking terrible track record with names.
Name dropping in here.
Is that name dropping?
The fighter? Yeah.
I love Brendan, but
I haven't met him. I heard he's a good dude.
he's a great
I heard
dude.
he's a
once.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
No, we did meet him one time.
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony. Oof.
I've also said this 7 billion times, but I'll say it on you guys' podcast. Brendan Schaub is so big. Dude, the hands.
He's a massive dude.
The ears, the head. We were at a Lakers game. I do this all the time, but I'm remembering the Lakers game. I'll just look at him. I'll just like stare at him, just like his giant head. And then he'll look over and I'll just act like I was. But I'll just stare at the guy. He's a fucking massive
It's a
dude.
specimen.
All right. These people talking shit on the internet. Whoo! You better watch out. I hope you don't see Brendan in real life.
Yeah, Did we meet? We went to the UFC fighter convention one of the times where they had like a UFC Expo, and I think Shane Carwin was there the one year.
I met Shane Carwin, and his I put my fist next to his, and his is literally this big.
That's crazy.
It was a lunchbox of a fist, and it's like, oh yeah, no, like whenever I think I'm like, oh yeah, no, I play basketball rec league or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I fuck up everybody, and then it's like, oh no, you're not even close to an athlete.
Well,
compared to these.
Well,
fucking
for
those
you,
guys are monsters.
For you to say somebody's big, like you're a big dude.
Yeah, I'm a big
Jeff
guy.
is a big dude. Like for us, it's like everybody's bigger than us. So like our gauge is like, whatever. We're looking.
And you know what? Because we're short, we still look at people that are much bigger than us and think we can kick their ass.
Yes,
that
well,
never
maybe you
goes
could.
away.
I think that those kind of things
Not
aren't
Brendan.
about size.
I could definitely kick your ass.
Not Brendan.
Jeff, both the Jeffs
Brendan
together.
Schaub.
No.
Fucking,
Oh no, Brandon
We
would
would get
destroy us.
Isn't a world where anyone
No,
could,
he's
all three of
machine.
you could try to get a go with that guy, and you dominate all three of you.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
honestly, that would be a good. I think I would take our chances on.
You're out of your
Dude,
fucking
I
mind.
bet
He only needs to fuck
every
up.
dollar I own.
He only needs to fuck up one of us, and then the other two are like, well, yeah, fuck that
Hey,
shit.
I tell you
Also,
what, Al,
there's
you can,
One
can-
right cross, and we're done.
Alex can run in first. Okay,
100%.
since you.
There's a Russian YouTube channel I watch. It has no subtitles. It is, I mean, I'm literally watching 2-hour-long YouTube videos of this like Russian fight because there's no like rules in Mother Russia.
Yeah.
So they just let them fight. It'll be like a girl versus a guy or a big fat guy versus like a teenage girl.
Yeah.
But like some of the things they do is the more experienced fighters will go like 3-on-3. It'll be 3 UFC guys versus 3 UFC guys or martial arts guys. They're not UFC. And then, but then sometimes it'll be like one guy who knows what he's doing versus like 2 drunk Russian guys.
Yeah.
Or 3 Russian guys versus. That's how I know you wouldn't win.
What channel is this first off? 'Cause
It's on
it sounds
YouTube.
it
I'll
sounds
show it.
awesome.
Dude, it is awesome.
Russia has some fucking. They have one where it's phone booth fighting, and they literally
saw
put
that.
2 people in a phone booth, and they just fucking wail on each other until someone sleeps.
You don't
but
think
I
there's
have
any
seen.
chance us again? Like
No,
See,
he
dude,
knows what
are
he's
you
doing.
kidding? No,
It-
Al,
Us?
Al, you're out of your
Oh,
mind.
watch, bro.
You've ne-
It would
you've
be
never gotten
one
into a-
punch, and then he'd go, "Who's next?" And you guys go, "Wait, we won."
No, we do it
and by
together.
the way,
I know, but that's my point.
The only,
it wouldn't
the
work.
only chance we have is grabbing one of his legs, and it's like one knee, and that person's out cold, if not dead.
You've never been in a fight in your
You've
entire
never been in a
life.
fight.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. I'm a beefy guy.
I'll give you a little
You're not a beefy
preview
guy.
of what this is.
But you're a little guy.
I see. I would like to do the trio fight with us, not against Brendan Shaw, but like maybe both the Paul brothers, Logan and Jake. Logan and Jake versus us 3.
They're massive dudes.
That's why I said us 3
and
versus
Brendan
2.
Schaub is not.
And Brendan Schaub's
Brendan
not.
Schaub would crush those.
Yeah, he would
guys.
fucking destroy us.
Oh, yeah.
He wouldn't be able to box them, but if it was like a fight, fucking forget about it.
We'll see.
Can't find any of the fights
Now
here.
people
That's
have
okay.
discussed possibly us. Okay, here we go. This is the
Yeah,
Russian.
it's just
oh, it's like an old man.
it's a
old,
grandpa
Well,
versus
this guy just agreed, and this is some chick that's gonna beat his
fat
ass,
old
bro.
man with a. It looks like a professional female MMA fighter. She's
Nah,
wearing a
she's not.
It's a
bodysuit.
real fight. What is this?
They let him do whatever. It's like it's a whole channel of this.
What's the name called?
Bum fights.
It's called Epic Fight Championship.
That's fucking
Epic
sick.
Fight
Dude,
Championship.
it's insane.
It sounds
But like
epic.
you'll see like 3 guys fight a guy, and you'll realize real quick, like, oh,
I'm
it's
writing
not,
that down.
not what you think.
I think we'd be a good.
Well,
you
you wanted us to do WWE as like a trio.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
or what's the other one? AEW.
AEW.
Maybe that one we might have a chance at.
Why? It's the same thing.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you don't just go right to the big game. You know,
Yeah,
you
but
gotta,
AEW and WWE are the same thing.
Well,
They can
all of
market you.
wrestling
They're
is
both pro.
gay. That is, I believe, the proper. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the whole, yeah.
No, I
it's-
get you guys make a good argument. You like fucking Pokemon, but not wrestling. Yeah, you really
First
good
of all,
line
I
to
also
draw.
think wrestling. I
Lord of
think
the Rings.
Yeah.
first off, Lord of the Rings.
I guess what I like's dumb.
is one of the most well-known.
Sorry for
Yeah.
liking tits.
Let Bulbasaur guy talk about it for a second.
Hold on. To be clear, don't lump me in that. Okay. I appreciate.
Yeah, it's
over
fun.
time, I've definitely grown to like it more.
I could
like
take you guys
wrestling
and
too.
you'd fucking love it.
No, this is a shit.
It's
Alex.
Alex. We were talking about this in the car. Alex is not open to new things. He wants exactly the same.
He's a boomer.
I'm trying these new
He
self-care.
doesn't like change. I can guess
Yes.
who he voted for.
Alex, I'm trying these new self-care habits and routines.
Yeah.
And Alex is like shitting on me for it.
Oh, really? What are
Because
they-
I'm
what
trying
are
to
they?
improve.
I'm doing affirmations, breathing.
Yeah, good.
But we all do breathing, so I don't think
No, deep breathing, meditation.
that's not too different.
Just started breathing. This guy's fucking amazing.
He's been doing a new.
How's he been surviving?
He's been butt plugging. I don't know if you know that. That's a new
Butt chugging.
Yeah. Well, that's
You're doing
gonna
that
be
tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I'm glad we're talking about it. You guys ever colonicked?
I want to. Oh yeah.
Trying to convince them to.
I'm going to.
I messaged a girl that I has a friend that does it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd want to go with like a lady's friend, you know? Like,
Yeah.
go to an actual place.
Oh, she's a homie though. She
I
does
know,
it
but
at
go
an
to a
actual-
place. You know,
No, it's at an actual.
She comes
place.
over with a tube, like, hey, I'm ready for the.
Just blows it into you.
Oh, I invited the friend you asked too. She's watching.
well,
The first time I ever got a colonic, they had like all this information, and I was young, obviously a lot younger than I am now, and so I was like, I'm not filling this out. And they're like, well, it's just, for our system. So I don't want, and I go, I don't want anyone to know I'm here.
yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? I go, I'm there, stuff shoving up my asshole, and because it was all new to me.
yeah.
Poop going through a tube and lady doing, and now she's like, well, you have to fill it out. I was like, all right, fine. She's like, what's your name? I was like, Shaquille O'Neal. You want my information? Yeah, this is my information.
Do you know
I
what we're
live in
talking about,
Phoenix.
Jeff?
Yeah,
Colonics?
A colonic.
Do you know what that is?
colonic,
Okay.
for those of you that don't know, is
Does
where
sound
they
like a rapper.
They put it's kind of like an enema, but they clean out all of your they pump a bunch of water.
Intestinal
in
wall.
there.
They
Walls.
fill your whole system up with a clean water
Sterile water.
that will break down all the stuff that's collected in your colon. It would have saved Pharaoh's life. It would have saved Elvis Presley's life.
Oh, shit.
It would have saved John Wayne's life.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
I don't know how much of his myth and how much of his truth, but a lot of those guys, everybody always goes, he died with like 10 pounds of feces in his colon, or I don't know.
I'll tell you what, it was those Indians that put that in my ass.
I'll tell you what.
Is that John Wayne?
Jesus.
That was a John Wayne attempt. That was a
That guy
John.
sucks.
What?
Fucking hate John Wayne.
What do you hate about John Wayne?
American
He's
Cowboy.
literally exactly the same in every movie he's ever been.
True. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
A dope American
Playing with
cowboy.
John Wayne.
Yeah, it's John Wayne.
Everybody jerks him off like he's the greatest actor of all time.
Hold on.
He
Not-
sucks ass.
No one thinks he's the greatest actor.
First of all, if
No,
you
a lot of people think that.
Jeff, first of all, if you want to see the range that he
No,
had,
tons of people think that.
Zero range.
if you want to see, hold on. If you want to see the range that John Wayne had, everybody Google this. Look up the movie he did, Genghis Khan. He played Genghis Khan.
That's impressive.
No, that rules when a white guy plays like a guy they should
That was
not
the
play
whole.
at all.
Yeah.
He's the Matt Damon of his time.
They had him.
No business playing Genghis Khan.
They had him Asian face for it, and
all.
he doesn't change his vote. He
Yeah,
just
he was
continues
still
to.
like, howdy, partner. I'm Genghis Khan.
It's the funniest
Get off
shit.
that wall.
I, Genghis Khan, say, we gotta kill these natives. Cut! Wrong! You're not killing natives.
Yeah.
Like, Genghis Khan didn't wear
God
jeans
damn it,
and a
John Wayne.
pistol, you fucking idiot.
we don't have many sentimental things, but the one sentimental thing we have in our house is an oil painted John Wayne, custom oil painted John Wayne poster in our house that was made for my grandpa.
I want
and my
to see a
grandma.
photo of it.
It's
Oh, it's
fucking.
I will
dope.
say that in real life, he was a fucking just an actor.
Yeah.
That's one thing that sucks about it is like it'd be like being like what's the guy's name who played Matthew Bourne? What's his name?
Matt Damon.
Damon.
It'd be like Matt Damon is the biggest badass in all of. You're like, no, he plays a badass.
Yeah, exactly.
John Wayne was a draft dodging pussy, dude. He was an actor who stayed on Hollywood and Gower. Was like, when's my next movie role?
Yeah.
but like he wasn't a real. But the idea of John Wayne is cool.
Yes. He apparently was
The
like
cowboy is cool.
he was apparently like a huge asshole because they're like,
Yeah.
we need to get all the scenes done by noon because he's drunk otherwise.
Oh, really?
That
Yes.
rules, actually.
Yeah.
But that's
He's
also.
starting to sound cooler to Jeff, isn't he? Yeah.
Cool.
But that's everybody. That's every actor in the '60s. Like
Oh.
all of them drank.
Also, they're like I saw a documentary called Real Engine, and it's basically talking about like how disrespectful and dishonest Hollywood has been about natives, about how like everything we know about native culture is like based off some movie where
Native
they
what?
just made shit up. Native Americans
Oh.
or like indigenous people, whatever. So the thing was like, they would dress up 200 white men in makeup to look like natives. It's like, yeah, dude, it was the 50s. They didn't have 200 Native American extras.
Yeah,
like how else would you do it? They weren't in Hollywood going, I'll be an extra. I'm a real native. Like it's so like I get if you do it now, it might be a little less.
Well, now there's so many people you could do it.
Right.
Like back then, it's like, oh yeah, there was maybe 300.
That's my point. Hollywood is this big.
Yeah.
John Wayne got the role of Genghis Khan because there wasn't.
any Asian actors.
Now you can do Mexicans.
Yeah.
You can do Guatemalans for the natives. There's a bunch of different.
Yeah, you could pick and no one would know. Be the wiser.
Yeah, no one. That's what Scorsese used for the Killers of the Flower Moon movie.
Oh yeah.
That was the Native American one. I don't know if you
Also, some of the most famous natives in Hollywood, like in the 60s and 70s, turns out weren't native.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They completely lied. They never thought the internet would come out and start checking everything.
They were pulling in Elizabeth Warren.
It was the woman that collected the.
I did.
Yeah, no, but exactly. Actually, I like that a lot. The woman that collected the Oscar for
Marlon Brando. I was
for
gonna
Marlon
mention
Brando
it, yeah.
turns out not a native.
Ah, nice.
He's got the fucking braids going. My grandpa, no native blood. And then there was also a guy that was the most famous native guy in Hollywood. And then 10 years before he died, they had to give him the news. Like, you're not native at all. You're Italian. And then he just was took it to his grave. Like, no, I'm not. I'm he completely, because he had made a whole identity about it.
I get that. Yeah, you want to, he. No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, I know, and he did only know he only knew terrible stereotypes like that. That's all he knew. He's like, well, what do you mean I'm not native? Look at my hair is long, and I've put it in beads.
It's long and greasy. Yeah, you're Italian.
What are we splitting hairs here? Look at me. I'm a native.
Dude, this is why I'm so worried to get my family history checked, because as far as I know, it's quarter Italian, quarter German, quarter Hungarian, quarter English. I don't want to know any other history. I don't want to hear about my great grandpa fucking some, stranger.
Right.
I would just rather leave it with how my grandparents told me things.
The
were.
only variable, so we know that our grandpa and our great grandpa are 100% Sicilian. We know that. The only variable is that in Sicily, a lot of what would happen is if. Fuck you.
Just kidding.
No, don't worry. He'll take another.
Northern Africa would come up and raid Sicily.
Okay.
So if there was any sort of crossover there, maybe, but otherwise
there's a good chance Sicilians are a part African.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Africa's a whole continent, so
Yes.
it's not like.
Yeah, so I said North Africa, but yes, the Moors.
So Sean just wants to know if he can claim African.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Heritage is what he wants.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
Nice.
Yeah. Is the Bulbasaur
Start wearing
African?
some Jordans.
Yeah. Jordans.
What's your background?
My dad is Spanish and French Canadian, and my mom's Jewish and German.
Oh, interesting.
And then I'm sure there's a bunch of little caveats. But
Jewish
here's the thing.
and German?
Do you guys trust? Yeah, that's really common.
Fought on
actually.
both sides.
But that was really common back in the day.
Yeah, there was.
What was I gonna say? Do you guys trust the government?
No.
Right.
Oh my God.
So then why are people spitting their DNA into tubes and just sending it to a nameless corporation to be put on file? That's what we should be suspicious of.
Oh,
I don't even face
Yeah, here's my
ID.
DNA. Give me a list of just places that may or may not be where I'm from.
Yeah.
No one's checking them.
They're for sure taking our DNA and just cloning us, or just building some kind of meat farm. This is how they're going to get the extras for the SAG strike.
Well, if they want to frame you, they say this guy fucking killed somebody.
Yeah.
His DNA's all over. You're like, no, I wasn't even there. And they're like, they just fucking take your DNA from 23andMe.
Well, it's
They're
also
pretty
why do you want to know?
Yeah.
If you're adopted or you don't know your parents, I understand. You want to know your dad.
Know where you came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because white guilt.
There's
I
only
came from my mother's pussy. Oh,
That would be great, a Mitch version of 23andMe.
yeah.
Hey, Mitch, here's $20. Where am I from? You come from your mother's pussy.
Yeah. I could do that. That could be a service. I run.
People are lined up just to hear that.
Take the government. I feel like they're getting the Face ID and all that stuff is the same shit. The stuff they do on TikTok when you're looking at the app. If you agree, read the terms of agreement, it's literally we can track your eyes. We can literally.
Well,
everything.
have you seen this thing? I don't know how interesting or funny this will be, but there's that your phone takes a photo of you every 3 seconds, 24 hours a day, if you're looking at your phone.
Oh, God. Really?
So bring up this video. Say iPhone photo of you, whatever, because this girl basically. There's some sort of lens, not lens, but there's a feature on your phone that shows infrared.
Yeah.
Or on a camera that you can like go infrared. And if you just hold your phone up like this and I film you with infrared, you will see that it's taking a photo of you every 3 seconds.
It's going to have a lot of photos of me at night just going.
Which seems pretty, but doesn't that seem like illegal in some sort?
100%.
Yeah, well,
It's our own phones are taking photos of us every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I am
Why?
so tempted to do just a flip phone again.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
should-
seriously.
you should do a flip phone. You really don't use like your social media.
I know,
that
I
much.
don't
You
give
should
a
definitely
shit.
do a flip phone.
It's like funny as everyone always goes like, I'm never like on social media. I'm like, no, I'm really never on social media.
Yeah.
You're saying it like, but girls say it to seem like they're like present or whatever. But like,
which is a lie.
yeah, it's a lie. I text all day because if you've made it into my phone text message wise, like it's great.
But there's like but that's all you use.
I could do that on a flip phone.
You could do a flip phone. You should flip phone.
T9
Yeah, T9 it up.
Or the one with the keyboard. What was it? The
Sidekick.
This.
Never had one of those.
Voyager.
Yeah, the Voyager is the one I had.
Did you find a video of that?
I didn't find a video, but there was an article saying that a mobile device snaps infrared images.
Yeah, go infrared iPhone photo, and then bring up the video. It'll shock you. Like it's really scary. You're like, why is it doing this?
Can it, in theory, like, does infrared
watch
measure
do
like
the same
your
thing.
brain waves, where it's like, oh, this is stimulating content, and like pumps more of that? Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Like, can it track the chemical shit going through your brain when they like see a stimulating?
That's pretty
video?
high tech.
I don't know.
No,
they're
I
already
think
looking
what
at
it's
the
doing
shit.
is like it's just all going to a big bank, and it's being collected for like AI purposes or for for whatever they're using this stuff for. Because I used to not care. I go, why do you fucking care? Like they can they can listen to my phone all day. They're not going to hear anything criminal or worthy. And then
Or that you wouldn't say on stage.
yeah, they have just like literally nothing. There's nothing that they would. So but like the photo is a little strange. Like
No, it is weird.
because we look at our phones so long. You need that many photos. It's kind of
Now,
you could put it on this, right, Jeff?
I don't think you found a
can.
video
Yeah,
yet.
I don't really know how to do that.
We don't really,
All right.
we don't usually set it up that way. So
Yeah, we don't usually pull up videos.
Let me see.
but
now
that is horrifying.
If you,
the moment's
if you
passed.
if you look on your AirPlay, you can AirPlay it, and I can show it.
Oh, maybe. That is horrifying.
So, Jeff, if you go to Rank Chip on your AirPlay, I can AirPlay it.
Rank chip? Is that what you named it?
No, that's the name of the
gotcha.
device.
Well, okay, so you know that about your phones. Now,
Not thermal. It's infrared, right? Is that what you said?
infrared.
You said that, yeah. You said
Do you think that they do the same thing at like urinals with sensors?
I don't know.
You think they're snapping cock pics?
Which we already knew. That your phone, an iPhone specifically, takes an infrared picture of you with your Face ID every 5-ish seconds. And TikTok user.
Oh god damn, it's a news
Yeah, I don't
thing.
know. I don't believe that girl
Just
anyway.
show me. Look,
To film another person
I don't know.
as he looks at his iPhone home screen. You can
Okay.
see the iPhone
This is the most
snapping
ghetto-
Interesting.
infrared
Look.
images every 5
Jeff, can you
to
hold it up
10
to the mic?
seconds. But tech expert Rich DeMuro argues why Thomason's post is not completely accurate.
I don't believe it's a
Okay, you
picture
could see
of your
the
face, because
flash.
if it was, I'd say, show me the photos. This
yeah,
is an
what's this guy been
infrared-
brought in from Google to be like, oh,
Yeah.
Why? What do you think she's faking it?
Yeah, there's not a single talking head that they give on the news that I trust.
Yeah.
They've all kind of lost
We
credibility.
brought in Dr. Oz to tell you why.
Senator? Almost Senator Dr. Oz? Almost.
That guy sucks.
Yeah, they have some weird choices for sure. He was a weird dude.
But what I'm saying is like that's kind of creepy, right? Taking photos of my face.
No, yeah, it's horrifying. What's the creepiest thing you've seen in real life?
Like in I don't know. What do you mean?
Anything. Like there was one time I was driving up to visit him at college, and then it was me and my buddy, and just the dark of night, just 6 giant red lights just came in the sky and like moved around. Like it literally looked like a UFO, and then all just went like that. Like it looked fucking gnarly.
That's
awesome.
I was at the beach the other day, and I was looking at the stars, and literally, like, the stars are just there, and all of a sudden, each would start moving. Move.
Well, the
like,
stars do move.
No, not like
No, they
that.
don't.
Not like rotating.
they do.
But they
How
were
do
all,
stars move.
they were like sliding.
Satellites move and shit, but
Yeah, they
That's
were
probably-
sliding, and then they just disappeared.
that's crazy.
Could be
was
like a
fucking
meteor
wild.
shower, maybe?
No, it wasn't, because then a shooting star came, and I'm like, that's a shooting star. That's a meteor. But it wasn't a
trying to
meteor
think.
shower.
Well, one time when I was a kid, I was laying on the couch in the living room, and the entire couch started shaking, but not my house and not anything else, just the couch. Freaked me the fuck out. I ran to my mom. She's like, yeah. Like, I've thought about that so many times. That's one of the weirdest things.
Fucking weird.
Yeah, made no sense at all. Like something was under the couch and able to lift like both sides. Like
it was your sister, maybe?
No. Sisters can't do that.
Okay.
No, I've heard some crazy like paranormal
Weird
activity
stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other one was I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. That's the big one.
Do you think it's like a Pacific Northwest thing? Because I
No, I don't know what happened.
there's a couple. The one girl we stayed with in Washington when we were up there last time, or Tacoma a while ago, she had some crazy stories about when she was up there.
Oh yeah.
She felt like there was like kind of a similar thing where it was like shaking, and it felt like somebody was like getting closer and closer to her.
Oh,
and then when
weird.
she like woke up, it like stopped.
I mean, maybe I was asleep or something. I mean, I really don't know, but like it was fucking terrifying. Like I'm not so finite that like something crazy happened. Like maybe I was pretty young, but I've thought about it a bunch. And then we've had like a thing happen at when I was in college age where like my buddy swore his place was haunted, and so then we set up a camera, and then the camera got all this like really weird shit, and he swears like he didn't set it up. We believe that he didn't set it up, but also like, yeah, I don't know.
How weird. Like what kind of
So like he would claim like whenever he was it was a basement. He claimed whenever he was down there, like if he put the dryer on, the dryer would turn off. Right, that just sounds like a malfunction of some sort, right? But like he's like, I would come back and the door would be open to the dryer, and then the shirt would be draped over the dryer door, like someone had like left my shirt out for me.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, let's just set up a camera. So we set up a camera. We leave it in the darkness for the entire night while we go, like we're drinking and eating pizza and stuff. And so we go down to check the camera, and the camera was shut off after like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Like shut off. The battery didn't die. It was turned off. So we watched those 30 minutes, and like the cabinets keep opening and shutting. And then
weird.
he also turned on the dryer at the beginning part, and the dryer door slams open. And so that makes it turn off, and this little thing shoots out and scurries across the floor.
Fuck that.
And the thing, if you pause it, it kind of looks like a tiny, like little black skull. Is what's like scary, right? And then at the very end, right before it shuts the camera off, it made there's like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon of a dog that has like this like really distinct laugh, like like that kind of laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is, Snidely or something like that. But anyways, it made that laugh into the camera right before it turned off. And we were like, what the fuck? And we know no one was down there. And but the bad part is, like, the reason you can't post that video to the internet or be like, look, guys, look at this scary thing that happened was because the little skull thing that shot out of the dryer looks like it has a string on it, like someone pulled it. But we know so I just don't want to post it because then everyone will be like,
It's fake.
well, we can see the string.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, we know there wasn't a string.
Even if it was a string, that's still pretty impressive to.
All of
move
it's
all this-
weird
Yeah,
as fuck,
I-
but people are so skeptical of anything on the internet.
Yeah.
I would be.
So if you give them one little reason, like they're like, we could see the string on the, you know,
I believe a lot of that paranormal stuff. I was at my
it's real.
I went to my ex's parents' house a couple of years ago, and we were talking about I don't know how we got on the topic of ghosts. And I'm like, oh yeah, well they were ghost hunters, that dumb shit. And then they all just like turned to me and like gave me like a stone face. I'm like, what's like, so they're like spirits here have a hard time passing on into the other world. but it kind of made sense because they're like we live in like they were like one of the.
I don't think they're dumb. I just think it's funny that they all like tried to explain
They all kind of
it
looked
to
at
you.
me. Well, when they explained it, it actually made sense.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they lived in one of the oldest towns in America.
Yeah.
And they were saying it's like very common.
Yeah.
For like, they say that like spirits have a hard time passing on to the next.
Man,
world that
I
they're
believe
in.
all that shit. Shadow people, demons, puckwudgies, fucking all that shit.
Puckwudgie?
Yeah,
what are those?
dog men, Bigfoot. Puckwudgies
yeah,
are just
yeah.
like small little people kind of that live in the woods.
Live in Sherman Oaks, and they look alike.
No, I never seen one. I never seen any of this shit. But
wearing
Puckwudgies
Bulbasaur
live
sweaters?
in like the there's this like triangle in the New England area that all this weird shit happens. You see orbs, they see werewolves, they see Bigfoots, they see UFOs. It's all this weird triangle that happens. But there's like little Puckwudgies or like these little they're very small things. Like Mexicans call them duendes. But it's all like I think all
We
that
should call
shit's
them
real,
Mexicans.
dude. Well, I think all that shit's real, man. Like it's
I used to not think they were real. I thought it was all bullshit. And then we have a friend, and she like the ghost hunting shit, like the ghost stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, girls just don't have a fucking hobby. They're just losers.
But I could show you some videos.
I know. And then now I'm like, our friend had premonitions.
Yeah.
And like she would just like panic out of nowhere. Like someone got in a terrible car accident. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, every day, every second of the day.
And then her friend had gotten in like a really bad car accident. Like, holy shit, how you know? And then like other things happen. And then she's like, oh yeah, I have a ghost in my room. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, you don't. She's like, yeah, like this vase fell over into the night. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that happens. Like,
you're like, yeah, where's your friend? I want to make out with her.
And then it happened. And then it happened 3 more times. And I'm like, oh, and like all different
She's
shows.
like Nostradamus.
Yeah, I know, right?
She didn't see that one coming.
We can edit that if you want.
No.
No, the bad part about the internet. The bad part about the internet is that if you have like a video that's like suspect, everyone's like, that's dog shit. The footage is terrible. That ain't real. Look, why is Bigfoot always blurry? And then you give them a good one, like a clear one. Someone gets a good one. They go, that's fake. Look at that fucking fake that looks. You're like, well, what is it?
Yeah.
You want a good one, and then they'll be like, I can show you this one that's insane. It's the
I think you did show us
scariest
one.
fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And then all the people were like, that ain't real. This is just good editing, you know, because like modern times, people can really edit some good stuff, right? And then so the guy starts doing it live. He's like, okay, you think I'm editing this? I will just do it live on whatever, you know.
Yeah. TikTok.
Instagram Live or TikTok Live, whatever the live is. And then people in the comments are like, whatever, dude, you probably got some... It's like, there's just no way to convince
there's no winning.
anyone.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, it's like people see a Bigfoot, and then they go, you probably saw a bear. You know how like fucking condescending that is?
Yeah, yeah.
A 5-year-old can tell you the difference between a bear and a monkey.
Yeah. Some girl last night we were talking to a comic, Jill. I was like, I'm like,
Shout out to Jill Kimmel. We love you.
but, sweetheart. I was like, oh, she I was like, oh yeah, Jeff believes in Bigfoot and dumb stuff like that. She's like, yeah, what an idiot. And I was like, well, I was in the same boat as him. And then he showed me footage. I'm like, no, I believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, that's my favorite thing. I actually kind of was mean to a girl this week about it.
shocker.
Oh, wait, you were with me.
I think I was with you.
Yeah, and she's like says something about like Bigfoot, and I go, well, yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you think it's fake because you don't know shit. You fucking you go around thinking things are dumb that you know nothing about. You have no business even talking about it. Because that's the thing about like Bigfoot. It sounds so stupid. It sounds like a made up thing. And then you just like, if you maybe read some things about it or considered it, then you go, oh, it actually makes sense. It's just a monkey that lives in the woods.
Yeah. There's so much
Not
dumber.
that unlikely.
Yeah, there's so much dumber things that I believe in that a monkey in the woods. I was
Like
like,
what?
oh, yeah.
What's the dumbest
that
thing
crazy?
you believe in?
Let's see.
Besides
here.
yourself.
Sean.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, Bulbasaur. What's the dumbest thing I believe in? Well, I believe in like the universe, like controlling the universe to what you want, I guess, if you will. Affirmation.
Oh, the secret?
Yes, the secret.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
believe in
not
that
dumb.
stuff.
I think that's real.
Yeah, I think that's
Power
real.
of our minds.
Fluoride in the water, kind of
Oh,
stuff.
that kind of stuff?
Well,
That's proven.
Or that
There
Trump,
is
the
fluoride
election
in
for
water.
Trump was rigged.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah. You know, you give me just a small amount of facts on any or details on
But
it.
I think that's good.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's healthier. People always go like, oh, that's a conspiracy. Or maybe it's evidence of
Yes.
why my argument. Like, I wouldn't just believe something blanketly, right? Like flat Earth is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I've done the homework, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They think we're the only CD.
Yeah.
That all the other planets are round, but we're the
only
flat
CD.
one. It makes no sense.
Yeah, the Earth isn't flat. There's
Yeah,
just
you know,
ice walls
gravity
where
works.
there's-
It pulls things. You could do it with like if you took like a magnetic ball.
Yeah.
And then it will start to form a circle or sphere around. I shouldn't be smarter than fucking people. Like,
You're not.
I know, but that's part. They're going, well, maybe the world's flat. And I go, Sam Tripoli, please. this one, you got to let this one go.
No.
Yeah, that's
You're
the
going
other
to lose credibility on all the other ones.
I'm,
you
all,
ever
I'm,
been
all
in a
for, I'm all
plane?
for critical thinking, but some of it is excessive.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it's
that-
good to question everything.
Well, I take my
think-
critical thinking advice from a guy in a Bulbasaur.
Well, I think usually, I think the problem is a lot of people have just laughing at you.
Yeah, we are going pretty hard on the Bulbasaur. Like, it looks
It is
good.
okay.
It looks
It
good.
It is a happy Bulbasaur. If you look at the
It's a very Neapolitan type
Well,
of
this is
sweater.
the kind of sweater that
The Earth is flat.
a chick.
Bulbasaur, you're a flat earther?
yeah.
You can't let a woman take that sweatshirt. That's like a prime.
No, yeah,
She
nobody,
will.
no girl's
shirt
taking this.
stealing sweater.
That's a girl that that's a sweatshirt where a girl will approach you. Like, I love your sweatshirt. Like, for whatever reason,
guy
they're
did.
attracted to those type of things. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I like this.
Well, it's a cute.
Well, what's wrong
little-
with that? That's what?
It's good.
That's what you want.
No,
You
it's a
want
good.
that.
No,
It's
it's
a
I'm giving him
cute-
credit for it.
It's a cute, pudgy little animal.
It's a
And then
good color
the Bulbasaur
scheme.
is also.
I got a Hello Kitty shirt. It was a men's shirt with like a Hello Kitty on it.
Yeah.
And I wore it in New York one time. Dude, I got called gay by like 40 guys.
Yeah.
But like 100 women complimented me on that shirt. I couldn't believe it.
When the guys hate it, that's when you know you're onto something.
Well, it's because I'm not trying to have sex with those guys, but these girls were like, that's the best. Like,
It's
I
so
couldn't
cute. Not very
believe how
tolerant of him.
popular it
No.
was.
Yeah.
When Mitchell goes out in his dresses, he usually gets a lot of compliments.
Oh
from,
my God.
from everybody.
Mainly that I'm brave.
I went to Bieber's church on last Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I saw you post about that.
Yeah, and the pastor is this famous guy named Judas Smith, and I love Jesus and I love the church and I love all that. But God, Judas Smith was dressed like a woman for no reason.
Interesting.
And he seems like a nice guy or whatever. I'm not trying to talk shit about him, but like he was literally dressed like a woman. And then he was also like the whole vernacular was like, yo, man, like we just trying to stay blessed out here. Like I'm trying to raise 3 humans, dog. You know how I'm feeling. I'm stressed.
He's like a Gen Z pastor.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? The whole church was just going, this is the guy? This is the famous guy that everyone talks about?
That's like the pastor guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
No, I literally.
I don't
he
know
sounds
what it
just
is.
like Beat.
I want to like him.
Yeah.
Because he's got money and he loves Jesus. But then he like went real hard on the Black Lives Matter stuff. He's like, we all equal, dog. And then starts talking about Black Lives Matter. I was like, what is going on with this church? Very confusing church.
Sounds like a woke.
But I only brought him up because he was dressed like a woman.
Sounds like a woke church.
It's in Beverly Hills.
Interesting.
It's called Home Church.
Home church.
Everyone was very nice. And actually, I think that the pastor was very well-intentioned, but he had a dishonest vernacular and was dressed like a woman.
Yeah.
Like literally like Halloween costume style.
No.
He was
He just
wearing
wears,
a like oversized kind of like cardigan that you see girls wear where
Okay.
like it's kind of flowing.
Yeah.
And then he had like woman's pants that like were like very comfy looking, like kind of silky, like bell bottomy. And then those women's boots that you see like they wear to like
Yeah.
gothic-y kind of like black women's boots.
Yeah,
He was dressed like a
Doc
woman.
Martens kind of.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, I like
very,
my priest.
And I wasn't trying to be a dickhead. I know people are going to hear this and go, oh, what's wrong with dressing like a woman? It's weird.
Yeah.
Dress like your gender.
Yeah, well, priests do wear robes, which is pretty girl. So it's not the greatest argument. on
They
that.
really haven't been known as. The
I don't know if
beacons
a
of
robe
fashion.
is famously a woman thing.
It's not, but
more
it
of a
looks
lazy
like,
thing.
It looks like a. It looks like
Yeah,
a
it's like
muumuu.
a priest thing.
Yeah.
To dress like a
It
priest.
predates,
Well, a lot of women wear muumuus now, or at least older women wear muumuus.
What the fuck does that have to do?
Grandma always wore a muumuu. It's
Yeah,
pretty
she
similar
was
you
to
like
said
grandma.
nowadays, and your best example is grandma.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever been to the Midwest or Walmart or anything?
Moo-moos. Like a Gen
I don't
Z.
even. I haven't even
Did you just
heard.
ask Jeff if he's traveled to the mid? Jeff, who's been touring for 20 years.
I've heard the term moo like 20 years ago twice.
Yeah, well, my grandma wore a lot of muumuus. She's dead now. R.I.P. Grandma. I love her.
That's really funny.
She wore
dude.
muumuus a lot.
No, but I just like the church was fine. It was pleasant. It was nice, but he was like. I just couldn't believe that he was like the whole thing was like a weird show.
I could get past the dressing, like whatever. Hey, I get past
Swag.
it. But the talking like that is very
Oh
strange.
my god,
For
it
a
drives
priest is
me
weird.
crazy.
Ours is
Hey y'all, if you want to bless us, just scan the Venmo app and make a donation.
Oh, so you know what I think I hate most about these, like why I'm so critical of like pastors of churches and things, is because we do stand up.
Yes.
So we know all the little tricks. We know all the little things. So it's like hard for me to let go of it. I'm like, oh, I know that trick, or I've done that.
Yeah.
But at least I'm going for a cheap laugh.
Yes.
He's doing it like to try to like
Connect.
to seem deep.
Yeah.
Or to seem enlightened.
Well,
And
in
I was
the-
just like, God, this is brutal.
in the Catholic Church where we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're not going to have anybody dressed like women. It's very like it's like almost stereotypical Catholic Church.
Right.
Like, and the priest, they always do their sermon, and you can tell when this guy. Not so much running the light, but where he's just trying to fucking get a laugh. He's not getting
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He keeps going. It's like, all right, dude, wrap it the fuck up. You didn't
Yeah.
get it on the first try.
Well, you did that at Grandpa's funeral. You bombed.
That's not.
you
true.
bombed at a funeral?
He bombed at
Our
our grandpa's
grandpa's.
funeral.
But what happened? Let's hear this story.
So,
Well, our father told us like, hey, this is going to be a tough one. Like, if you guys go up there and just say a couple things and try to make everybody laugh, we'd appreciate.
Yeah, humor would lighten the mood.
Exactly. Yeah. And we always, so I go up, I crush it, obviously, Crush. I will say, this sounds fucked up, but funerals are the easiest crowds.
Absolutely.
Which, again, makes it even more impressive that he found a way to bomb.
I did.
So Mitchell
What'd you
went.
do?
My dad went, or not my dad. My
I was,
older brother.
I was drawing blanks.
My older
So
brother
excited
crushed
for
it.
you.
Sean tried to go off the top.
No, my older brother, he was last. He was after me, thank God.
Yeah.
Because if I would have got buried and I bombed, that's bad.
Oh, Grandpa, always ruining a Saturday. What could you say? That bombed.
Me and Mitchell had good sets. Well, then Sean
Sets.
tried to,
He called them sets.
Yeah. Sean tried to have he didn't pre-rehearse anything, of course. Do you remember what we were talking about earlier with the writing? So he goes up there and he's trying to free ball it, and we had told stories that were funny.
I had something in mind, and then it did not come out like that, and then it just spiraled out of control.
You guys
It got-
are
it
the
was
most
so-
aware people I know.
It was so bad.
He was like, yeah, I bombed him. Like he's
No, it was
he's not
fun-
arguing it at all.
It was funny because he had to resort to fake crying.
It wasn't fake crying.
Yes,
it was not fake.
Yeah,
crying.
100%.
It was not fake. How could you say that I fake cry? I did
there
not
was no
fake cry.
tears. There was no
There was
tears.
no
I
tears.
did
have tears.
No, they were crocodile
Were you
tears.
fucking sitting underneath me with a tissue?
We saw it. We were standing right. We were front row. We
This is
saw
my
it.
favorite.
did
So
not
what'd you say?
So he's like, I'm just really proud that he turned me into the man I wanted to be.
Oh, no,
And
this
which,
is so-
by the way, is a 26-year-old that has never doing stand up and living at home with his parents.
cool.
That's the man you want to be. At the time, he's doing it. He instead of finishing out the set, he
brutal.
pretended to be choked up over it.
Yeah.
Like
he claims he was really choked up.
he wasn't.
I was.
We
He
this
was
is how I
crying
know.
because he bombed.
Dude, that is.
You're telling me how I feel. That's fucking gaslighting.
No, that's how I know it is. Well, first off, I know you better than anybody. There's not much to you. Second, we went to. When we put our dog down, we brought the vet to our house, and they put the dog down in our
This
backyard.
one I can explain.
Okay.
We put the dog down in the backyard.
Sean was like, I'm just grateful that the dog made me the man I am.
Yeah, the dog killed itself.
Is it Sean that has the experience with killing dogs?
No, that was
Mitchell killed
No,
the dog.
Mitch is the
Unfortunately.
dog killer.
That's
Rip.
very unfortunate. But so we put the dog down at the house. Everybody
Mitch
is
treats dogs the way I treat fences.
a timely reference. We put the dog down in the back. My mom is crying. I'm crying hysterically. My dad who never cried. I've only seen my dad cry twice. His mom died and our dog died
Yeah.
3 times. And Sean just sits there looking at the dog, just stone faced. There was no emotion, nothing. So for him to say, I was crying at Grandma's funeral.
He actually said, "Are we getting Baskin Robbins?" Is what he said.
No. Wait, how old were you?
You weren't even there. You weren't even
How
there.
old were you?
We were 20. I think we were like 20.
This is 2012.
I was in college.
20.
R.I.P. Rocky.
Yeah.
But no.
No,
So I
but-
know you're full of shit.
Here's why. One, I had to be the beacon of strength for the family.
You were.
Oh,
we all
nice.
know that. Yes,
The old
Dad's
Jordan
crying.
Peterson.
You think you're the
be the strong one at the funeral.
It's the passing of the torch. Dad's crying. Okay, I'm the man now.
You're not.
This is it. Okay.
Can you move your microphone just slightly?
This is amazing.
Second,
You're like
That's honorable.
You're like
I
fifth in
agree.
line.
Thank you.
Jordan Peterson tells men to be the strongest at
Yes.
their father's funeral.
my gosh,
Or their dog's
I've never.
funeral.
No, you're.
Be the strongest man at your dog's funeral.
and throw her in the hole afterwards.
Yeah.
We did have to double bag my dog.
Oh,
We
jeez.
put her in 2 trash bags.
And then
How big was the dog?
She's an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, big dog. Or a medium size.
It was a
good
medium-sized dog.
But I cried upstairs by myself afterwards.
Nice. Well,
So
that's good to
I-
admit. But
everybody-
what the fuck happened with Grandpa?
That's a dog.
What happened with that
He just
speech? That's a
bombed
good-looking dog.
And then that's
I did cry.
That's what we.
Oh, that's a big.
Well, my
breath.
dad didn't want to ruin the grass, so
He
he
didn't want
made
to
sure
ruin
we
the grass,
had.
so we had to.
He made sure we
If you
had
look
the
in the
grass.
top corner, you can see we cut the grass in equal pieces so that it would
Yes.
grow over correctly.
That's amazing. That's his biggest concern was the yard.
It kind of was.
Yes.
But he did love that dog.
Yeah.
No, I cried.
No, I equated to. Do you know of Mice and Men?
Yes.
Sean is when the puppy died. He doesn't know what happened. I just think Sean doesn't.
think I'm Lenny?
He's
understand.
holding it.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
We've got to
that.
bury it now. All right. Well,
He thinks.
should we take it for a walk first?
He thinks my grandpa's in a field right now. He doesn't know.
No.
Like he's making pizza with my grandma.
Sausage ready.
I crushed at my sister's funeral. I which it was the worst time of my life. I was mourning. I was like sad. I was like manic. One minute I'm like laughing, and the next minute I'm like punching a wall. It was very hard for me. I loved her to death. But it was funny. There was a part of pride that everyone was like, "We're not going after Jeff. Jeff has to go last for the thing."
Nice.
Probably a good call. Yeah.
Because I was more prepared for that than any comedy set I've ever done. I had like this great speech ready to go, my emotions, everything. So everyone was like, "Yeah, Jeff goes last. Jeff goes last." And then I did really well. I was sad. It was funny. It was meaning, like thoughtful. But then afterwards, this lady came up after all saying condolences to us. This woman goes, "It's the only eulogy I've ever heard that had the F word in it a lot of times." I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was just kind of talking the way I normally talk.
It's also raw emotion.
Was
Was
it
fuck.
fuck or the other word?
Fuck.
The other F word. Okay,
No, my sister wasn't a faggot. No, it was the F word, the fuck word.
Okay. And
There are two F words, everybody,
yes.
you know, and I used the one I'm allowed to use.
There we go. Well, just to clarify, Sean also bombed his best man speech. He did bomb in the beginning of his
No,
best
I
man
bombed
Well,
the
you were
first
best
joke.
man for whom?
One of our friends, it was 3 years ago. I bombed the first joke, but I recovered
He did
very
recover.
well.
He recovered.
Okay,
The
good.
first joke, he comes out and goes,
I was like, I was like, you know, I was like, well, hey, everybody, nice to see you. You know, a lot of people thought this would have been me and him getting married. We're so close.
Oh, I like that joke.
"Oh,
Crickets.
nothing." The only thing you hear after like 5 seconds is me just laughing hysterically.
Yeah,
I literally
I
think
actually like that joke, though.
I literally think I did the Rodney Dangerfield straight my tie out, get a respect around here,
Oh, geez.
plowed through.
The
But I
worst.
recovered. It's tough
I don't
for
want to say any names on this, but there, I had a buddy who got married to a Asian woman. So the Asian family is dressed, you know, in like whatever their attire would be for a wedding.
Like
it's not
traditional-
like it's not what
yeah,
you'd see like in America. And then this side's just white as day, you know, just fucking. You know, it's a
Overalls,
white guy,
yeah.
an Asian chick, and the guy gives his speech, and he thought it'd be hilarious. And let me tell you, it's the fucking funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
But he says, but it was very distasteful. But,
Okay.
but it was so funny. He said, "Hey, you know," he gives this great speech for his buddy, and then he goes, "And also, since I know so and so's family is, you know, traditionally Vietnamese, I've actually prepared a little something for you guys also."
Oh no.
And he picks up paper. He goes, "And you know, show me some grace. You know, obviously I've never, you know, I don't know the language." So then he goes, "Ding dong, ding dang ding," and he just starts doing this crazy thing. He thought it would be hilarious. He totally commits. Dude, they were fucking furious.
Oh, I bet.
And including the groom was like, "Dude, you can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go, dude."
Wow.
I mean, it was like, and he went so hard on the sound effects, and he did, he
no.
like committed like very. Like, he's looking around like he's the funniest guy in the
Yeah.
room. I'm biting a hole in my lip. I can feel like
Oh, no.
I could literally feel like a little blood going down. Like I'm like just going, "Don't fucking laugh at this. This is the funniest." But it was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, while simultaneously being the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
That sounds like some people would think we would do that, which is if you look, they'd be like those guys for
We
sure.
would
It'd be
also-
great in a movie, you know,
Oh,
like
100%,
where no one's actual feelings got hurt. But it was like this moron just brought.
Well,
That's a friend, but
in
that's
this
now
wedding-
a friend you don't really talk to again afterwards.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
there's no way. Is it?
Fucking,
I don't know if
wanted
it was
to bring
wife
him
or
on the
groom.
road with me.
I know, right?
It's a Randy.
saying for
That's
the-
Randy Valerio.
For the groom or the bride, like I don't know what side traditionally
it's so good.
Vietnamese, but they're like that's done. You
I've been to a couple weddings like that where I was a white guy. And I had another one. Kevin Adolph got married to a woman named Cindy, who's now passed away. Rest in peace. But when they got married, his best man told all these stories about like him fucking Cindy
no.
and like how he had to be in the same dorm, like listening to them, and he was. I think he even acted out. He's going like impersonating her having sex, and her poor family's going, "What is this?" Like, you know,
At the wedding. That's
you don't want to
bad.
hear that. Like the
Yikes.
start, but like it was, these guys have terrible sensibilities about like a speech. Like, "Oh, any girl that could tame this dirty dog, you know, I know is a
Yeah.
good lady," and you're like, "Don't say that."
Like the last thing you want at a wedding.
I officiated the one wedding that we were talking about, and they had me introduce the bridal party.
Okay.
But they didn't want a tradition. They did like
they wanted
Bulls
like the
90
Miami Heat.
like the last dance.
Weighing
introduction.
in at 108 pounds.
Yes.
So they wanted me to do that, but they wanted me to do jokes for it.
Okay.
So I did jokes the entire time, and a lot of them were like, they're PG-13.
They were all approved jokes by the couple.
Okay,
yes,
good.
He ran them by her.
A few of the parent, like there was a couple moms there that just did not get it and hated
They're
me
like,
the
"What are
rest
you
of the
doing?"
Yes.
So the best in this wedding, the maid of honor was my ex, and I was the best man.
Oh, okay.
So we had to go, and he made a couple
Newly
jokes about
broken
that.
up, or like why were they?
No, it'd been a couple years. But boy, her mom was there, and she did not like the jokes Alex had.
I think the joke I had for Sean was I made a joke about his height, and then I also said he's also the ex of the maid of honor. Give it.
I actually think that's great.
Yeah.
I,
every joke was funny. They were all
good
funny jokes, but the older boomers
yeah,
did not like
if they don't land, they don't land.
For which, one of them was she was like an outdoorsy
She was like a
chick.
hippie girl.
She was a hippie kind of girl, and I go, this next girl is an all natural beauty, and by that I mean she has the hairiest armpits I've ever seen. And she did. She openly would show people her hairy armpits.
Oh,
so she
God.
only shaved them for the wedding. Yes.
Yeah. That's
So
disgusting.
it was a good joke.
It was
Yeah.
hot.
But a lot of people did not think it was the most. Which, if you're inviting us to a wedding, it's not going to be.
Well,
the most
my
elegant.
closer on that wedding was our buddy.
you, Grandpa?
You didn't think Grandpa's died. What a fucking
really
idiot.
good.
You taught me how to be a man.
It's brutal.
No, go on. What was your closer? Tell us the closer.
My closer wasn't so much the sex part, but our buddy, he had like to take an emergency shit on the side of the road. Like I literally had to pull over, and he just shit on like a golf
The
course.
one that got married, yes.
Yeah, the one that got married, and that was my closer. I got a good little shock laugh,
Yeah,
and then
it's a funny
I finished.
story.
I was like, "You still owe me a golf towel," because he used my golf
Oh,
towel
that's funny.
to wipe my ass.
That got a laugh?
To wipe his ass.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did a roast of the Lakers.
Okay.
And the reason I'm telling the story is because it felt exactly like that, where people didn't understand what a roast was.
Yeah.
They didn't get what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, I thought it'd be funny. I wrote all these, like, Lakers jokes. Do you know who Diane Cannon is?
No.
She was married to, like,
Google
some of the
search
most
word?
famous, like, Hollywood actors, like,
Okay.
back in the day, like, some of the hottest dudes, whatever. She's still alive. She goes to every Lakers game. Before every Lakers game, she makes the Lakers cookies
Oh,
and all
that's
this
dope.
stuff.
That's sweet.
And she looked at me like I was the worst person that's like ever been alive. Just totally didn't understand roast jokes. I pulled it up, but one of the jokes I was like, Diane Cannon's here. She might be the most successful person in this room if you don't count all the men. And then I go, Diane makes brownies for the team. And I've heard they're delicious, but Diane, these are NBA players. They don't want brownies. They want weed. Just give them drugs. They want drugs. They're millionaire 20-year-olds. Bring drugs, Diane.
That's funny.
And she was just like looking at me like I was the biggest piece of shit.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, where we think that there's a lot of the ball busting in comedy is kind of left. Like in the past couple of years, it seems much more like very lovey-dovey sort of environment,
Well,
which I don't mind. We're just not used to it.
That's not really an environment. Like a lot of those people, like high-profile people, are not used to getting made fun of.
No,
like
I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying even as comics, it seems like everybody's gotten a lot more friendly over time, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff
miss
is a
it.
sweetheart. Jeff is. If we play any, we've played a couple things with you, and you're always like, "Yeah, good job, man. You beat me," or whatever. And it's just
Oh
like,
yeah, that's not my style.
I hate that. I
Yeah,
hate
you guys
that.
it really bothers you.
Yeah, I don't. I want.
I'm not competitive.
No, I want to.
If I
feel,
win at darts, that feels good. But if I lose, it's like, all right, who gives a fuck? It's darts.
we do.
Yeah, you guys care a lot.
Yeah,
We've
we've thrived on getting the reaction for so long that actually has become.
That's
the
what
prize.
you should be. That should be your creative motivation for getting a show of your own.
Sure.
Is that it's like basically like people give you things you got to do, and you guys all compete doing it against each other. You're very competitive.
Yes.
And then there's some sort of keep a score, or you can do it with a celebrity. You guys each get to pick a celebrity, something like that, where you guys can be competitive and do those.
You wanna
things.
host it,
That's
Jeff?
kind of the problem because they do that anyway.
What's that?
The whole competition thing you just described.
That's my point. But they should do it on a show, or like a fucking.
Like competing
like
against the other in the TV show.
Yeah, in the show, like
Yeah.
your fans send you a thing they want to see you guys compete at, and it'd just be entertaining to watch you guys go back and forth and
argue and
Yeah.
throw each other under the bus.
Yeah, because
and-
you guys are pretty evil with each other while still loving each other, and it's very brotherly.
Yeah, we had one idea that I think we pitched that we pitched a TV show one time called Brothers vs. Others, where we compete against.
It's called Triplet Centipede. We all just butt fuck each other.
Yeah, Jeff
And all the networks are like, we can't show this.
Jeff gets his colonics, and we go and colonic and then eat it afterwards. Yikes!
Yeah, Colonics are cool, dude. You guys should do it.
I think
plan
I'm
on
going
it.
to. Mitchell gets a few of them, but it's not water. It's just
Yeah,
cum.
it's just a dick.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, he gets them at the Abbey.
That's a better joke than mine. Mine was too on the head at the Abbey.
You know.
Well, anyways, back to
Nothing wrong with we.
Say,
yeah,
Jeff.
we've pitched a couple dumb triplet-centric shows, and some of them have not been received well.
It's tough.
Yeah.
TV's dead. It's dying.
Yeah,
Their
but it
bi-
still
their
will
big,
like the money.
their big secret motto in television right now is stay alive till 2025.
Truly.
That's literally what they're saying to each other. I know that I'm not supposed to share this little industry thing, but that's how
We're a big industry
TV's
show.
dying.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
What happens in 2025?
Well, they don't even think they'll last that long because all the contracts of those things, all the budgets of these things, all the commercial people are going to like Kylie Jenner for her TikTok ads.
Yeah.
Like they're all things move. And if like anybody in TV or anybody that's like wants to be on television or in movies thinks it doesn't, look at radio.
Yeah.
It used to be the biggest thing in the world. If you were a radio personality, you were making tons of money. Everyone knew you and they knew your show. Now, we listen to our own music. We listen to podcasts. We make our own podcasts. Like that's all dead.
Yeah.
Make our own playlist.
Yeah,
all that
and
shit.
TV's next. I thought TV would be a lot. I was like, fuck radio, I'm doing TV. And I was wrong. Internet.
Yeah.
That's what I should have invested in.
Jeff, TV is, you get on TV shows, you get some credits, and then it helps you kind
You're
of.
looking at me?
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at you.
You know what TV is?
You were on Last on Fox, weren't you?
No.
I thought that.
Hey, giving those out to everybody.
I thought everybody got on that show. All right, well, never mind.
Do you? Well, what you've been on a couple.
I was offered that and declined.
Nice.
Have you been on the tennis channel at least?
No.
You
You're
should.
Like, you're like that rapper that goes, yeah, I could have gone to college, but I turned it down. Yeah. You know which guy I'm talking about?
Who
There's some rapper, right? You won't believe this. If I show you the video, you'll think I'm making this up, and then you watch the video. I'm doing it perfect. He's like, so you didn't go to college? And he's like, nah, I turned that down. They offered it to me, and I turned it down. And he's like, oh, what college? And he's like, I don't know. Gosh, I'm blanking on it. He's like, it was like in Jacksonville, but it was like a big one, man. They offered me like $10 million, 10, 15, probably 20 million, no, 15 million. It was like 10 million or something like that. And they're like, a college offered you 10, they were going to pay you $10 million. He goes, yeah. And he goes, are you sure?
Yeah.
to rap?
No, to go to college.
No, to go to. They're paying him to go.
and then,
Yeah,
so
to
then,
major in rapping.
yeah.
so then he was like, well, what? I don't, are you sure you got that correct? They were going to pay you millions of dollars to go to college? He was like, yeah, but it was like a 10-year thing though, dog. And it's like, this is the worst lie ever told on a podcast. It's the
gonna be a
worst
doctor.
lie I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what rapper this is.
I'm sure we can find
yeah.
it.
Oh, it's the easiest thing to find. You could even just type in the worst lie ever told on.
Well,
on
we know
TikTok.
people from Jacksonville are stupid, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff, you should be
Jeff's
like the. Do you know who the Faraday guy is? He's on the Golf Channel.
Faraday?
Yeah,
Faraday.
He pretty much did. Yeah, he's like a. You should be like that version of that, but for
He's like
tennis.
kind of like a Renaissance traveling man of golf.
Yeah, he has like a golf late night show.
So he like goes around and he's like, I'm golfing here.
Kind of.
It's kind of like a half travel, half talk show.
But he's also pretty funny.
you should do that with tennis content.
Yeah,
Yeah. Travel shows
Go
are.
to places and play tennis.
But
you
you
also
also
interact with the players, and you do.
Make it interesting, Jeff.
You-
I
called-
don't
it's just
know
called-
if I'd want to do that.
It's just
Okay.
called vlogging now. It's not. There's no
I mean, I
TV
would-
shows.
I would do that kind of stuff, I guess,
find
but
it.
like some of that's like
Yeah.
you gotta go. Like
Lame?
I have to go, like going to play with some celebrity and
I turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, I turned it down just to do this, just to grind from the rap.
So you had an opportunity to do the drumming
Yeah,
thing.
a
in
scholarship and everything.
college. Where at?
I think it was like in Jacksonville.
This is so dumb.
Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It was a big college though, and they offered me like 15, some shit like 10 million or something like that. 5 million, something like that.
Jeff's impression was spot on. I gotta give him.
Watch this.
Okay, but not $5 million. They offered you $5 million to play the drum.
Yeah,
What the fuck are we doing here?
like what the fuck y'all like? You know what I'm saying? But I was so younger, like
Wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure they offered you $5 million?
I
play
turned it down. It was a scholarship. Like I had to go to school for this decade.
Where'd you go to college?
He did not expect anybody to call him out on that.
Jeff's
My-
impression was good.
My other favorite video is this old guy. I don't even know how long ago it is. Must have been like the early 60s or late 50s. I don't know how long the Mets have been a baseball team. But this guy's like, "Are you a Mets fan?" And then one guy's like, "No." And he's like sitting at a Mets game. And he's like, "Well, then why are you here?" And he's like, "My buddy wanted to go." And he goes, "Well, is he a Mets fan?" And he's like, "No." I don't think so. I don't think anyone's a Mets fan. And then they cut to this like Jewish lady, like gypsy lady, and like, are you a Mets fan? She's like, the Mets. Nobody's a Mets fan. And then he's like, then why are you here? And she's like, well, it's cheaper. We came up from Florida, and it's cheaper. It's a ball game. And then they go to the third guy. My third guy's my favorite. He goes, are you a Mets fan? The guy's got a cigar and like a newspaper. And he goes, why don't you get lost so I can watch the ball game?
Like every stereotype.
But just the voices and like everything's so, to just shout at a man, why don't you get lost?
You do a great New York gypsy.
Oh yeah. Well, I've watched the video 1,000 times.
You do a great New York gypsy. It's almost as good as mine.
Gypsy's inappropriate.
Is it? Oh yeah.
What do you call them?
I don't know. I don't know any. So.
Vagabonds.
I don't know.
I don't
Nomads.
Know. I don't know any of these people.
I should have had a joke queued up there, and I didn't.
Yeah, there was
a setup there. I got it.
An alley oop.
We'll write about it tonight.
I pulled a Sean at the funeral.
We'll write about it tonight. Where is it? I'm gonna show it to you.
Dude, you can pull it up on. I can actually show it off your phone if you connect to that rank chip thing.
We're too late on that.
Yeah, no,
we're deep into the show.
Literally,
all you gotta do is airplay it.
Why are you a Mets fan?
Oh, you didn't.
I'm not. Then
You
why
didn't
are
say
you
this
here?
was the fucking 1900s.
Yeah, this is
He
a long
did.
time ago.
Is he a Mets fan? I doubt it. Excuse me, madam. Do you like the
Hey,
Mets?
she got some heavies.
Nets. Who likes the Nets? It's the ball team.
Then why are you here?
It's cheaper to get us somewhere near than in Florida.
I see. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my favorite guy.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a Mets fan? Why don't you get lost? I'm trying to watch the ball game.
That's my favorite guy. Why don't you get lost so I can watch the ball game?
I'm surprised he didn't ask what their body count was. It seems to be
I
how
know,
all those interviews are
What's
nowadays.
your body count?
My body count? I've only been with one man before. His name's Herschel.
Sir, what are
if
your
you don't count
pronouns?
Raul.
What are your pronouns? Get lost.
Then that one guy comes on, get lost. I'm trying to get some pussy.
Yeah. But just saying get lost. I love an old expression like that.
Yeah. There's some. The
you
older
get
expressions hit
lost.
harder, I feel like.
Does your friend get pussy? I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
That's great.
The internet's the best.
Yeah, I feel like it's very easy for me to go down just like rabbit holes.
Oh.
I feel like I go down one every single day.
Luckily, I only do it for about 4 minutes, and then I just shake myself out of it.
Good for
But
you.
like those
Yeah.
4 minutes are real good.
Boy, I caught
Yeah.
both of them on TikTok yesterday. Just
Oh yeah.
scroll, like 20
It's
minutes.
easy to get in one of those loops, you know?
know,
Because there's
I
so
know.
much good shit on there. And if it sucks, it only costs you like, what, 10 seconds? So you're
Yeah.
like, sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like 10 seconds of suck. Who cares?
Yeah, I've been in a loop recently where I'll be watching a video and then it's just a girl with big tits, and it's like, how am I
That's-
not? What am I not gonna watch this? Like,
I have to.
She might be telling me something important, and then they don't ever talk. But I see the big tits, and I'm like,
jiggle.
go on, I'm interested. And then
So like, what is your algorithm? Like, or like, what is your
our
page
feed?
that suggests? Like, what is the?
On Instagram, it's definitely tits.
Right
Really?
now, my algorithm has been it's an Asian guy that buys stones and then cuts them open to see if they're jade.
Oh, I know those. I've seen that.
The Jade Stone guy, yeah.
Geodes.
Jade stone.
I have a lot of mine's conspiracy theory, and I have a lot of like this guy goes and helps people landscape.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, I know what that is.
Their house is all
Yeah, no, I watch the same thing. He's called BSR or something like this.
Yeah.
So called like
He does, like,
something.
he
I
landscapes
love
it.
those. Yeah, and he's like he does one for free a week, but then he puts them in like fast forward. It's very therapeutic to watch him make a shitty yard look cool or look good. So mine's all like, look at this. It's all just like baseball stuff,
That's good.
baseball cards, Mortal Kombat. There's literally no
All things you're bad at.
chicks.
I'm kidding.
That's great. Mine,
Because I
literally-
don't want to see I don't want to just be inundated with hot chicks all day.
Mine is
It'll
horrendous.
make
mine
me
is-
feel depressed. There's no women on my Instagram.
Mine is the exact opposite. It's literally
All tits.
just all tits.
Mine's dogs, home runs, Mortal Kombat.
Mine is also all tits, but then there's some Asian guy crip walking. So that's
Okay,
pretty
well,
cool.
that's a
The
good
only
combo.
tits on mine are this, like Mortal Kombat. Like there's some.
Yeah.
I can't even
Here's
click
how to not lose to the Virzi Triplets in Mortal Kombat.
on- Oh yeah. Oh, man. I knew it'd come my way eventually, but yeah, these
you
guys
know.
beat me in Mortal Kombat.
Just
It's true.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Heartbreaking.
Just make fun of Bulbasaur, my grandpa.
Play the new one.
Yeah, that's where he
all I've
lost
been
at.
playing. Yeah,
He lost to us. We've never played.
Dude, I put so many hours into this game. So then they're like, "We'll play," and I was like, "Dude, there's no way you're gonna beat me."
1,000 to 1 odds is what he said.
Yeah.
Still owes $1,000.
First game.
I did beat you guys for a while.
The one that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Dude, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
Bro, like, do they have like big tits in there or like what?
So
Jeff,
what's
what?
her name? Katana?
Yeah.
She in there?
Does she have like 3 tits?
I don't-
or, like,
I'm not
what?
gonna let
Katana
you
used to have huge tits.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let you
Don't let him
slander
slander
Jeff.
you,
Like, we
Jeff.
don't all like big tits. Well, you kind of
This
don't.
isn't- This is also like, that's not what I'm talking about all the time. I'm confused as to
Oh
why.
yeah, I talk about butts.
I wanna
Too.
pick
I like big
Melina.
butts.
Like, I wanted to pick Melina, but like, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's like dumb. She's like a dumb bitch. I did see some
Like,
chick
who do
in
you
a-
think's gonna win? Like, Goro or like just some bitch named
like
Melina?
what? Why like? Why are girls like? If this dude with a big axe fought this girl, he would like fuck her up.
Yeah. I'm supposed to think just because she can flip around and has fans.
Yeah, and fucking big tits. She's gonna. I did see somebody dressed as Katana with small tits,
Oh, that's
and it was still hot.
And you fatality'd her.
You know what's funny about Mortal Kombat? I used to just talk about sex. Like, you know, a man made Mortal Kombat. It was 2 men, but like you could know that without the internet because every character's like some badass guy, and then just like a hot chick with great tits, and you're like, wait. You'd think that the warriors would also be giant women, you know,
Yes.
and the only giant woman in the beginning was Shiva, who was a 6-armed.
No, she had 4.
Oh, 4 arms. She was like from Goro's area, so she had 4 arms.
you know that, but you don't know the fucking Lord of the Rings.
She was like Goro with tits.
She was Goro. Yeah, but it's true.
Okay, cool.
She had a mohawk. She was huge, and she had 4 arms. But even she had giant. I was like, a guy made this because even the pig monster lady with 4 arms has huge, perfect tits.
Yes.
It's weird though. She should have had kind of 4 tits though.
Makes sense. That'd make her cooler.
That'd be a valid point. Well, you also know a guy made it because every fatality is like, dude, how cool would it be if you put the sword through his heart and then ripped it up through his nuts and like that every
Cool.
fatality
Yeah,
is.
it's awesome. Also, like, why would Shiva have fake tits? You think she's in her lair? You just looking in the mirror, like, do you think I'm ugly? It's like, yeah, everyone thinks you're ugly, Shiva. You're gross. And she's like, I'm thinking about getting some work done.
Yeah.
Like, why would she have fake tits? It makes no sense.
Yeah. I'm a big. Are you pro fake tit or anti fake tit?
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, like any woman or man that is critical of fake tits has no idea what like childbearing does to breasts.
True. Yeah.
It's really like you go from being a beautiful, young, desired woman,
Fills it with milk.
and then once you have a child, like it's not the same. And now you're just supposed to deal with that. No, it's all right. Go get them fixed if you want. If you don't, don't. But it's just like I don't think people are being very sensitive to like what that's like.
Yeah. They call it the mommy makeover, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, especially now, it's like, you know, if it was back in the day where they had like the fucking 2 boulders they put in your
I know
chest.
that, but also those women, 99% of the day, it's about the way they look.
Yeah, 100%.
It's only 1% of their day do they care how they feel. So it's like that's why they're doing it. It fills their shirts better, the bikinis, the photos, the walking around.
Fake boobs is like the hair transplant for a guy. Like we get it.
Yeah,
We're for it.
I'm for it too. I will say this though, you do hope to have a breast job that feels real. That is the goal.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
I think even women would agree. Like try to get those. Try to get the good boob job. But
the 2 or 3 that I've had couldn't even tell the difference.
Really?
It's fantastic. Yeah,
You've got boob jobs?
I haven't gotten a boob job.
Oh.
yeah, he.
I do want to get the gynomasty though. Like
Oh, yeah,
surgery.
Sean's
I wanna
got a
get my
little,
I got a little mass
fat
under my
pocket.
nipple.
Oh, yeah?
Do you want to feel? Do you want to feel?
Is that like an in-office thing?
Yeah.
It's almost like a cyst that is behind his nipple.
It's like a
Yeah,
disc.
that's pretty common, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of guys get it. I think.
I'm
I think a lot of guys that
sensitive
do
about it.
roids. A lot of
Yeah, a lot of
roids.
Roy guys do it. Yeah,
But-
Jinder Mahal has them. He's got like
those.
fucking giant pecs. He's all ripped. But then his nipples kind of sag down on this like little. You're like, what's that part?
Yeah,
Could have got that fixed.
he gave birth.
I think The Rock had his removed also.
I could totally see.
Oh,
that.
Yeah, The
he-
Rock
I'm
had.
sure.
It just
had
makes
those.
it makes your pecs like flat, and mine. I have like I said, mine kind of point. They
Well, you
triangulate.
don't have pecs.
like 1960s tits.
No, you just don't have pecs.
We do have torpedo nipples. They are
guys.
very.
Yeah.
Oh, let's look
chocolate
this
chippy.
up. I know the producer has no technology on your show, but
I literally
He said
tried to get you
airdrop
to fucking airdrop.
why do I have to do it?
No, he
It's
just
that fucking easy.
he said just air. All
All
you
you
gotta
do
do.
is connect to a fucking thing. and then
He started
play
naming
out
apps.
the
I'll link it up.
video.
He's like, have you ever been to trytenistar.net? Just airdrop
hold
it
on,
on
I'm
there.
gonna defend Jeff because Jeff is the past couple weeks he's been like, hey, if you want to stay longer. We could try.
For how much fucking time I spent on this shit, and you retards are watching videos and holding it up to the camera like fucking savages, dude.
It's the last like 4 weeks. He's been like, dude, I have the hookup.
When you edit it though, can we? Can I just send it to you and then you can make it look like it's not?
We edit it.
Live edited.
We could do that, but we're not going to do that. Sorry, Jeff.
What was the thing that I was gonna say?
Yeah, it's all
We're
right.
talking about gynomastia.
Fucking
Oh,
gynomastia.
Jeff, with that kind of anger, I don't know if we can continue this podcast.
You are out of time, by the
It
way.
is funny though. It's
That is
so
the most.
good.
That's the most emotion I've ever gotten out of Jeff.
Just nag him about something we're not willing to do. Like, what an idiot over there.
You got to put more effort in this podcast,
Jeff.
Jeff.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna live stream me killing myself at the podcast.
People still won't believe it's real, though. That
they
is
go,
part of
yeah,
the
right.
internet.
I've seen it before.
Just got
Special
demonetized.
effects.
Jeff, thank you so much for coming
Thanks for
on,
having
man.
me,
You're the
boys.
best.
Thanks for
Do you
hanging.
want to plug? Obviously, you can follow him at jeffdye.com.
.com. I'm the easiest guy to find on the internet. Don't believe Google. Just search my website. And
Don't
my
believe the
social
first couple
media.
things that come up too, right?
But I'm gonna be in Canada soon.
This
doing
comes
some
out
comedy.
next Wednesday, the 8th.
Yeah, so I'll be in Canada next weekend or this weekend, and then all my dates are at jeffdye.com. So
Sick. Jeff Zenizek,
The worst
Wanna plug
podcast
it?
producer. Okay.
How dare you? Let's see. Huntsville, Alabama, November 9th through 11th. Virginia Beach, Funny Bone, December
Nice.
1st and 2nd.
Nice.
Hit me up at Jeff Zenisek.
There it is. Our Jeffs.
Yeah, the Jeffies, and then we'll be at we'll be on a show with you, Jeff. On our show, we'll be at
Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks Eureka Brewing Company. November 17th is the one coming up with Jeff and a couple other funny comics. We'll check that out. All the other dates, VirziTriplets.com. You already know that if you're watching it. Jeff and Jeff, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
on.
for
We love
having
you
me,
guys.
guys.
Bro time later.